Hi guys, welcome to this Git tutorial classes. Okay, so in these videos, we will be learning about Git, and Git is like getting used across all the organization, almost everywhere. Every company is using Git as a central repository, uh, and the main intention behind making these videos to make you comfortable working with Git. Okay, so if you are going to join in any organization, so everywhere you'll be getting this Git. Okay, you'll be cloning your the repository and you'll start working. Then push, pull, commit, fetch, etc. All these things will be coming very frequently. Okay, so that you should not face any problem while using it. This is what the intention behind is. And why means it is very popular, Git, because it is totally free. Okay, if you don't want to hide your code from others, okay, then it is totally free. But if you want to keep it private, and then in that case you need to pay some amount to them. Okay, so like every company is having some private repository because they doesn't like to share their codes, right? So that's what. So this is what one thing. And the second thing is it is having very larger active community. Okay, so active community means like whatever problem you'll face, no, for everything solutions are present in the internet. Okay, so if you will find any difficulty, just you type in Google, you will find. That's what it is, like active, very active community. Easily you'll get help. And one more thing, what I have observed, like many people, even including me, what and all mistakes we were doing when I was not knowing it. So it was like I was wasting 2 3 hours to resolve those things. But it is like just one two simple commands are there to resolve all those things. Okay, so those things also I'll be telling what common mistakes people used to do, which leads to like unnecessary waste time 2 3 hours, so they can utilize it somewhere else also. Okay, so this is what the intention behind this. Okay, now coming to Git, what exactly it is distributed version control. Okay, distributed version control system. Okay, so what is this version control? Everything I'll be telling you. Okay, forward. So, like before going to this distributed version and control, just we go and see like how earlier programmers were working. Okay, so earlier what was happening now? Suppose if you have any project, okay, any project. So and like couple of employees will be working. So what they were doing, this guy is writing some code, this guy is writing some code, this guy is writing some code, this guy is writing some code. Okay, and those codes are like belongs to same project, so that they can use whatever means whenever required they can use others code also. For example, we can type like, suppose in user management, this guy is writing create user code. Okay, create user code. This implies second is writing update user. Okay, update user code. And this guy is writing get individual user details code. And this fourth employee is writing like get all user details. Okay, get all user code. Okay, get all users code. So now what will happen if this employee one user needs to utilize this code, his code, the employee which 4 has written. So what this employee 4 can do, they can send him or to everyone this code via email or like through pen drive also. This is what like earlier it was happening. Okay, so there was no track like which code is written by whom. And so this was the biggest challenge they were facing. Okay, so what they decided, no, instead of sending files like this, we can have some central repository. Okay, where we can keep our code so that other can take directly from there only, and if they have anything new they can add it there itself. No need to communicate among each other. Okay, so in that case they started getting like having one central repository on all the latest codes are there. So this avoided like this, they removed this inter-exchangeability, exchanging the code, okay, among each other. So this is what one disadvantage they removed by that, and how it was looking like. Let me show you. Yeah, see, this is what the central repository they have created. Okay, now now after creating this, what challenge they were facing? No, still, like, who has written what code, they were not knowing. Okay, just every code was available here, and the latest codes people were fetching. So to know, like, which guy has added what code at what time, they thought of some adding some, yeah, some tracking over here. Okay, that tracking is something like using version control, they started tracking that. Okay, so whenever anybody is adding any code, means committing any code, they used to have some id. Okay, so for that they have added version control. Okay, let me show you how they have added. Yeah, see, they added like this. Okay, now they got to know, like, which user has added what code, and all details are there with them. Okay, so there, that problem solved. But but with this structure, one more problem arises. What was that problem? That problem was, like, now they are tracking everything. Okay, now they are tracking everything, like, this user has added this method, this user had this method, this method is written by this user, this method is written by this user. So every details is there, like when they have added and all those things. But the thing is, suppose there is a failure or breakdown in this system. Okay, at that time what will happen? If this guy is not having all the updated code, then this guy will not able to proceed for that for working. Okay, even similar thing will happen to this, happen to this, happen to this. So this was like biggest problem. This is like some other problem they started facing. Okay, after that, what they thought, like, see, instead of controlling versions here in repository, what we can do, we can distribute this version control to every computer. Okay, so that everyone will be having one local repository, and they will be working on that. And once that repository they will be done, like, it will be finalized, they can push the code here. So, to with that structure, what they thought, no, if even though if failure will happen over here, but still, like, code will be available to everyone with all the versions, like all the commits, all the information, every history. So every details will be available. Okay, if it will be available to all places. If not, then what will happen? This will crash. Then nothing will, means users are not having, like, the history, what and all which user has added. So at that time, even though if they will collect from four computers, like from four employees, all the codes, and they will add in the repository, but still those histories will be missing. Okay, so to overcome that problem, what they thought, instead of having one repository over here, we can have similar repository everywhere. Okay, so let me show you what is the structure they have come up with. So this is what they have come up with, this structure. See here. Now now see, one central repository is here, and the same repository here. See, this is the computer, and this is not other than, this is installed in their system, that is called Git. Okay, so that we will be installing in our further videos. So here also there are three stages. Okay, one, the place where employee will be working. One is staging. One phase is there, staging. And after that, one Git repository will be there. Okay, so they will be committing there. So before committing anything to main repository, they need to commit to their local repository, and then they can push the code to here. Okay, and all version, whatever history is available here, everything will be available here. So if any failure will come, they can upload, they can get it updated from any either of the computers. Okay, from any employees they can get the information, and they can uh, update it accordingly. Okay, so this is what it is. So this is what, see, the distributed came because now it is distributed to everyone. Okay, that's what this distributed come. And this version control, what happens, suppose people are working on one software. Okay, they released one version in market, like v1.0. Okay, so whenever user is committing anything, okay, if user is adding any code, then one commit id will get generated. For example, this user is there, no? See, create user. if create user is adding anything, so one id will get generated. And that will look something like 6101 IM. Like this. Some ID will get generated, and along with that, this user will add message like create user. Okay, adding code for create user. Okay, this is what this one ID got generated, and they have added this. This guy has added. Then user three, this imply three. Okay, this imply three. What get individual user details method he has written, right? So once this user will commit no, again one more ID will get generated. Okay, so that ID will be something, anything can be generated like this. Okay, and this guy will add comment. Okay, like added code to fetch individual user details. Okay, like that. Now when this guy like this get all users imply 4 will commit, what it will do for him, one other ID will get generated like this. And what comment he will add, get all users added code for get all users, right? So this is what the commits will be like this. Okay, so whenever they'll commit, one ID will get generated. Whenever they'll commit, this ID will get generated, this ID will so whatever changes they'll do, no, for everything one ID will get generated. This is just to keep track what changes are getting added. Okay, and what is the benefit of this, suppose after some commit, if some user has added some code and because of that system failure happened. Okay, so it is easy to revert it and go to the previous commit. Okay, there is one command, reset command, so I'll be explaining all those things, okay, like in detail. So using that command they can revert it to the previous commits. Okay, so that the application will be like up again and people can be using it. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, that's what it is called, distributed. And this coming to this version control, suppose like WhatsApp is there, right? So alpha version, beta version, v.1, v.2, like that they used to release, right? In Windows, like Windows 7 was there, Windows 8 was there, Windows 10 is there, like that they are releasing some versions. Okay, so after like multiple commits, suppose they have created one software they created, okay, with some features. Okay, with some features, and they can tell like now these features are available, and using this feature we can release this product. Okay, and they can make it like version 1, so they'll add tag. Okay, that tag they will add, and for adding tag also there is some command, I'll be showing it later. Okay, so they'll add one tag like version v1.0. After that, then that will get released in market. Okay, so company will start using it. So now later they come up with some more ideas and they have added some more features. Okay, then what will happen, then they will tell version 2 we are going to release. Okay, so when they will release version 2 in the market, no, so we have one version 1 and one tag we have already added, then we have version 2. So when we will release version 2, then we will notify the users like we have version 2, if you want you can use it, but in version 2 we have some extra features. Okay, so for that you need to pay some amount. Okay, so if company will want those features, or features, see, few people that those extra features may be useful, but for few it is not required, so they will tell no, miss, I am fine with the version 1 only. So few customers will be using version 1 and they will be pointing to the tag up to the commit where that tag is defined. Okay, so till that code only they will be using, and the latest codes, if some companies opted like yes we are fine with the charges, we can go, so they will be using version 2. Like that version control happens. So that's what it is, like distributed version control. Distributed because they have everywhere this version is like distributed and available. So in case of any failure, it is like easy to recover those things. Okay, that is what called distributed. And version control, I told, like version 1 release, version 2 release, for that they used to add tags, so that I'll be explaining somewhere later. Okay, so just to show you, whenever user commit, like see I have committed like this now, how it looks like in real time. Okay, just to show you. Anyway we will be doing those things, so in real time also we will be seeing those. Okay, let me remove these things. Okay, see, this is what it is. See, D0 05E1CB, one ID got generated, like this is commit ID, and this is what the message they have written. So this second commit, this is what the message is written. This is third commit, this is what the message is. So it is recommended to write some good message, okay, some meaningful message, like this step 2 what this is not at all making any sense. So you can write some meaningful, adding these changes, I did these changes because this was impacting somewhere else. So some meaningful messages should be added, so that for others it will be very easy to understand, okay. Yeah, so this is what the version control, distributed version control system. Hope it would have got cleared what exactly it is. And that's it guys for this video. See you in next videos. Thank you. Bye bye.